Tusind tak, fordi I er kommet og fra hjem, som sidder hjemme. Jeg vil præsentere det her på engelsk. Mine slides kommer at være på svensk, men mit svenske er ikke så stærkt, så jeg kommer at gøre det på engelsk her. And first of all, I'd like to tell you that until recently, our company name was MenuCard, but in March we changed the name for the more appropriate, which is MenuPay, because we are really a payment solution where you can use our app to pay at restaurants and other similar places. MenuPay is a leading platform where we deliver discounts, we deliver bonuses, and a loyalty solution. And that we do with our own developed payment solution that has been approved and registered at the Danish Finansinspektion. And what we are seeing is that we are actually in a global trend at the moment, where we can see more and more people dine out. There's a global trend for eating out. People go out more and more. They do takeaway, and if you go to the supermarkets, you see more and more retail doing convenience, where you can get food that you take directly home, ready to eat. And this is especially in large cities and in larger metros, which is a primary focus for us. The same is the digitalization that we do. We digitalize the collaboration between restaurants and companies, and that is the two things that we are doing here. The best way to get familiar with our app is to download it. I would strongly recommend to do today. So if you go to either Google Play or to App Store and download the app MenuPay, then we will offer you 100 kroner today as a bonus. So if you enter with the access code called Stockholm 100, you will get the 100 kroner that you can use. Currently, you can only use them in Copenhagen and rest of Denmark. Currently, we are working to come to Malmö and also Gothenburg and Stockholm, and we will do that during the next couple of months. There will be several restaurants that you can use in Sweden. MenuPay got listed, as you just heard. That was 2 years ago. We got listed at Spotlight. And the whole idea about listing our company was to accelerate and grow the company and also do an international rollout. And that we are on the verge, actually, to go. We will open very soon in Malmö with the first restaurants. And this year we are aiming to triple our restaurant turnover to about 100 million Danish kroner. That we are expecting this year, and that means that we actually we have developed our software and our offer, so we are ready to invite and actually use our software and our platform all over the world. And that's why we are open for investments during the next 2 weeks. We have an emission where you can subscribe until the 17th of June. And currently we have more than 68% has already been pre-subscribed, about 15.5 million out of 23 million Swedish kronor has been pre-subscribed. We have opened a new office that we did in Malmö in April, and today we brought here our head of business development, Jan Thyssen. He's out here if you want to have a talk in Swedish afterwards. He will be there. And you, of course, are more than welcome also to come and have a word with me afterwards. We have signed the first 2 restaurants in Malmö so far. We have the first 10 companies ready, also signed, and they will start to join and use our solution during June. Basically, what we do is that we connect a bunch of quality restaurants. So we are from the mid-level to the Michelin stars, where we connect these restaurants at one side, and at the other side we connect them with the companies. And from company sides, it's both the employees that dine out for representation, but it's also if they use it for private use, for benefits, so they can use it for both things. The business relationship between companies and restaurants has been there for many, many years, but it used to be a manual process where it was an agreement between procurement and a sales or marketing officer at the restaurants. What we have done is actually that we made a digitalized version of this, where you, through our app, get the benefits and the advantages that has been agreed between the two companies. So see it as one side where the restaurants see it as a marketing platform, and as the other side, it's a benefit program and a procurement solution for the companies. On top of that, we realized that we have actually a platform that is very interesting for other partners too. So we have been communicating with others and also agreed on different partnerships, because we realized that actually we have an interesting platform for others. One thing is takeaway partners. We currently roll out with our takeout partner called Takeout, and they have 200 quality restaurants that they work with. And what was interesting for them was actually to provide these restaurants, 200 restaurants, for our company users. So when these company users, they don't have time to go out to eat if they have to work late and things like this, then they can do an order through our app and get food delivered to the office. Could be like Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, or some of the banks, accountants. If they work late, then they can use this. At the other side, we can see that other partners too, like hotel apps, retailers, they have a lot of members that think it's interesting to work with the relationships we have with the restaurants. It's very tricky and complicated for them to establish a network of 400 to 500 restaurants. And this is the number that we currently hold. In Denmark, we have about 450 restaurants plus the 200 takeout. And we are working with almost 450 companies in Denmark also. So one of the things that's very interesting for the retail group is actually that they get access to this large number of restaurants that we are securing them. The secret behind our solution is actually that we have an easy access. We become very good friends with the companies. So we work with two sides. One thing is the procurement. The other side is HR in the businesses and the companies. And they have a strong interest in sharing the good thoughts and ideas behind MenuPay to their many users in the companies, their employees, because they would like, first of all, to save money on their representation. So for that reason, they share internally on intranet and in the companies, they share the information about MenuPay. The second thing is that HR, the bosses that are responsible for the personal benefits and these things, they're very interested in giving this access and providing the information to their employees. They get this access for free. It doesn't cost the companies anything. So they have a strong interest here in saying, hey, we would like to sign up. We would like to share this. We can even save money when we do it. When you think about a solution like ours, then it takes a long time to build. It takes a long time, first of all, to build the app. Then it takes a long time to build a network that is as large as ours is, with almost 450 restaurants, almost 450 companies. So it's a little bit like infrastructure, like roads or teleco or credit cards. You need companies, you need restaurants, you need users before this really is valuable. But currently, these 450 companies that we have, they have a total of 600,000 employees. About 10% of them have already downloaded the app. So we have more than 60,000 users that are already signed up to use our service. And as I mentioned before, the platform that we have built is interesting for other partners. For instance, the takeout group or the hotels or the retailers. So we see a big potential here. Both in Denmark, we can see in the Nordic that we have requests from other countries also where partners would like to use our platform. And currently we are establishing a licensing and a franchising version where we can roll out and scale this to other countries also in the Nordics and in the Baltics. So we expect a lot from this. The solution is quite simple, and if you would like to, please come afterwards, see the app and see how it works. But basically, you have an access to this very simple and unique solution where you register a credit card or more. So you can have both your business cards, you can have your private cards that you can use. And through them, then you dine when you go out and dine. Then you choose which credit card is paying, and then you will get the bonus or the discount that you're getting at the restaurant where you are dining at. Currently, we are working with an English and a Danish version of the app. There will be a Swedish one coming very soon. So that will also be available on the Swedish markets inside the next few weeks or a month. When you come to the app, there is a few ways to go see what kind of restaurants is available. The most most used one is what is close to you. So if you are either traveling or you are in a city where you don't know where to go, then you click what is near me, or you can choose try something new. So there is different ways to go and see what kind of restaurants there is. The restaurant can use this as a marketing tool, so there is two ways for them. It could be a campaign where they would like to do some special promotion on days where they say, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we need more traffic, or in Q1 where January, February can be difficult to get customers. Then they can use special campaigns. So instead of running a 10% discount, they might do a double up and say, we will do 20 because we know it's slow in these months. And then we have also an event service here that's very popular, like a butler service, where the large companies, they can tell us, we would like to have a venue tonight on some day where they're going out, 50 people. We contact all the restaurants and we arrange these things for the companies. It's a very popular service, and there is quite a large potential there for building a strong and good business. Everything in here can be personalized, so that means that when we're working with a bank like Nordea, they can have one kind of offers in here. If you're working with SEB, they can have another. So different restaurants can provide different offers, and also different restaurants can be visible to different customers. The map, of course, easy way to see what kind of restaurant do you have, what kind of access is there to restaurants, so that is also an easy way to go. And then we have an additional thing we developed. It's called Dining Days. It's a way to buy tickets for a fixed meal, a set menu. So if you would like to, from a restaurant side, say we offer a special 3-course menu, or it could be a lunch coupon, we said we would like to offer this lunch every day, 99 kroner. You can pre-buy this, and then you go dine at a certain restaurant. So that we also expect a lot from during the coming period where we can do this. I will go through very briefly and very shortly about how you pay, because if you go choose a restaurant, then very easily, like Swish here, you go, you dine, you do this anonymously, you do it discreet. You don't have to tell the waiter that you're coming with a discount or anything. You just go, you dine, and then you ask for the bill and tell the waiter, I would like to use MenuPay. Then they come and provide you with the bill. Then you do the rest. You key in the number from the bill. Let's say it's 1,000 kroner. Then you will get your discount straight away. You choose which kind of card should pay for this, or it could be a bonus, or it could be a gift card you got from your company that will pay for this. Then you confirm the payment with either a PIN code or your Touch ID, and you're done. Then you get a receipt here. You will get a receipt sent to your company email, or it will go directly to your expense system. And the restaurant also gets a receipt. Done deal, then you're finished. So you don't need to say anything. It's not going to be embarrassing, and you don't have to sit in a corner because you told them we are coming with a program we are working with. So this is very discreet. It's very popular among the companies, but also amongst the restaurants. This is very popular because they don't have to say anything else to the neighbor, the table next to them, that, hey, these guys are getting special treatment. Nobody knows. And then even you can have two different customers sitting in the same restaurant that can have different agreements and sitting next to each other. To sum up very fast, then actually we have an attractive universe here for companies where they get access to all this. They don't have to do anything for it. It's discreet for them, and actually it's completely cost-free for them. The only thing they have to do is provide internally information to their employees that they have this access. So that's pretty easy for them. On the restaurant side, they save a lot of time and money on this. Instead of negotiating with, let's say, 50 or 100 companies, we have done everything for them. They don't have to do anything on this part. And if they were doing this themselves, they would often have to wait 60 days to get money. They will have to send invoices and wait a long time to get money from the companies. we go through, the whole money flow goes through us, and we pay them every 7 days. So every week, restaurant get paid from us. So, so in that way, we pay them faster, but the money flow goes through us. So that means that we have the customers, we have the money flow going through us. And if you look this from the user, instead of that, you have to use special coupons or coming saying, hey, I work with this and this bank, or this is this accounting company. You just go discreetly, you use the app, and you can even invite the wife or whatever, and you can also use it for personal. So you have a personal benefit here where you can use it. So that's one of the very interesting things. That was the summary about what we do. Then let's take a few numbers about where we are, where we have been, and where we will be. So this is a snapshot from last year in 2018. There we were at a stage where we, in March 18, were having 86 payments per day. So that is not how many users there has been. There can be more in a restaurant that is on a table. They can have 10 people dining, but it's a payment. So there was 86. We had a commission of 3.3%. Every time the system is used, we get a commission. That means that a year ago we were making 2,000 kroner. This is Danish kroner made per day. The year after, we have more than doubled the number of transactions. So now we are past 200 every day. We have raised our commission with about 20%. Which means that we have more than doubled the income that we are having at the moment. This was 2 months ago. A scenario we are working with for the next year is that we will triple our number of transactions. We will also make a higher commission, and we will thereby make about 22,000 per day, which will be enough to bring the company into break-even on the Danish day-to-day operations. And this is what we're aiming at inside the next 6 to 12 months to go into break-even. Two things that you should notice here is that when we come to this point, we will have more than 100,000 users, which is our users that use this. We know that they are dining. We also have an idea about which restaurants they're going to, how much money they spend. And we will have more than 100 Danish kroner, 100 million Danish kroner going through. So we will have a lot of cash flow coming through. And this is just the Danish market. So this is without taking into account the Swedish one. The way to achieve this, these targets will be that we will work with 4 key areas. One is that we will try to establish critical mass. We will go through some stronger activations. We will raise our margins from 3.9 to 6.3, and we will add more services. And let me go a little bit into how we do, because we can see 2 effects on the critical mass. One thing is that there is a pull effect where we can see more and more companies actually is asking for our service. The same with the restaurants. They also come to us now and say, hey, we would actually like to have this. If we heard about the neighbor company, they have this, how can we get it? This is only available for companies, so you need to be B2B. We don't provide this service as something that you can just get out from the street. You need to have a company agreement with us. This is why we can see mid-size and Michelin star restaurants would like to work with us. It's because we're in the B2B market. So one thing here is the pull. The other thing is the push. We keep on now do more and more marketing. We know how to target the right persons. So we've been becoming very much stronger in this. We can also now provide very strong business cases with our company clients saying, hey, if you do this, we know that you will save millions. So we can go through their spend and help them save quite a lot of money. On activation, we can also see that if we provide them with a, let's say, a more direct thing where we can, for instance, give them a personalized app that is for their company users, we will have a more stronger performance from them, and they are also bound to do more for us when we provide this for them. So this is getting stronger and stronger. We have 3 levels of activations. I won't go deep into these 3, but just saying that we can see from each company, the stronger they work with us, the higher they go to these levels, the more money they make, the more money we make, the more guests comes to the restaurants. So here we have a really strong signal for them. The higher they go, the better for them, the better for us. Our turnover and our income is also growing. We can see that we will raise our income from 3.9 to 6.3%. That sounds like a lot, but what we can see is currently we have about 19% that we share with the users. This number we will increase to 20. And when we look at other companies in the market, event services, takeout service, they have about 35%. They take from restaurants. We only charge at the moment 19. We will increase that for 20. And basically what we'll do is instead of giving 15% to users and companies today, we will give them 13 and we will take about 7. So that will make our profit raise, and we will actually get quite a good profitable income from this part. We expect this one to be implemented fully in the end of 2019. Last but not least, we will also have more things for restaurants here that will make them interested in why we should raise for 20%. And the blue line here is actually the important thing, that the more users we provide them, the more transactions, the more guests. That is one thing that we can see today, that we keep raising our numbers. And this is actually basically what the restaurants are interested in. They want to see users fill their tables, especially in the beginning of the week. They think this is very interesting. We are adding more services. Several of these I mentioned before. We will have a new bonus model. We will have a ticket service. We can see that the retail solution is interesting. And also we have a gift card certificate that you can buy. You can either give to your employees for Christmas, when they graduate, and similar things. This is getting stronger and stronger too. Competitors, are there some? Yes, of course, there are some competitors. There is some delivering food solutions like takeaway. There's some restaurants app, but very few of them have focused on B2B. There's a few ones in outside of the Nordics that are Gourmet Society, Taste Card, Dinova, that are into this, but none of them have a really sole focus on B2B, and absolutely none of them have their own payment solution. So one thing that we have here is the payment solution and the B2B focus, whereas the blue ocean. We don't see anyone doing this in the world at the moment. So that is one of the reasons why we are here today. That is that we need speed, and for speed we need money. So we are internationalization of our platform currently, and we are doing an international rollout where we are looking for license and franchise partners. And actually the Baltics, Norwegian, we are having good conversations with these two countries or these two areas already about to roll out our solution. But to be honest, it takes a little bit more money than we have at the moment, and that's what we need for now. So the rollout will be quite strong. We will have a potential to really double both our business and our income during the next couple of years. And this is what we're aiming at the moment. The offer we are giving at the moment and is out with is that we are looking for 23 million Swedish kronor. 68%, as I said in the beginning, has already been covered. The share price is 140. And for this, we will spend about 7.1 million on the key areas that I mentioned before. We will have 2.1 to upgrade our platform for the license and these things that we're doing at the moment. We will spend about another 8-9 million on the internationalization that we're doing. And then we have 3 million left in spare for reserve. This is the highlights, the summary, that we are the strongest and by far the leading B2B payment app that are used for companies and their employees at restaurants. We have a really strong growth at the moment. We have a big potential here. And at least one of the things that we're looking at is Just Eat, that started in Denmark. They started in 2001. They are listed in London, and they are now worth more than 50 billion kroners, Danish kroners. I think I should stop now. Yeah. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Då är vi så att jag ställer frågor på svenska så svarar Kim på engelska. Och är det någon av er som vill ställa fråga så kan ni göra det på svenska. Ja, spännande. Det går fort och det är en ny bransch. Blir det så att restaurangerna måste dela med sig av sina intäkter till dig och andra då som gör det att de som inte använder appen, kommer de få högre priser?
Well, today I can see at least that so far they have been giving these agreements already with companies. So it's a thing that happened for many years already. So we're actually just empowering, putting electricity, really plugging in and digitalization the business that was already there, and then we're actually helping them. So instead of having administration, you might have 2 girls or 2 persons working with administration, doing invoicing. You would do marketing, targeting these companies. We save them those money, and they spend them differently. So I wouldn't say that it necessarily have to cost you more. It could even cost you less because they get a more systematic approach of working.
Så vad jag förstår då så är det 3 aktörer. Det är restaurangen som levererar restaurangbesöket. Men ni säljer den här till företag som ger den till sina kunder. Nej, till sina anställda. Sina anställda.
Ja.
Och de anställda blir då restaurangbesökare.
Ja.
Så det är inte så att restaurangen får appen?
Well, actually, what happens is actually that the companies give their app to their employees, so they can go, they can dine. But what we also see is that the restaurant actually give it also to their own employees, and they use it for internal reasons also. So if they have a staff solution today where they offer their waiters 25% on their own restaurant, the managers might have 50%, and they might share this with the neighbor restaurant. They can actually do this. So let's say that the bank that are closed, they're getting 10%, but the staff is getting 25%, and then they share that actually Monday, Tuesday, they share this 25% with the local restaurant at the other corner where they can go dine at each other. So actually we also see that the restaurant starts to use this, and they use it also to go dine at other places. So they can use it also as a personal benefit for their employees.
Men det är låst till att du ska vara anställd i ett bolag som har appen?
Yeah, but the restaurant is also a bolag that has an agreement.
Så vad händer med regeringskansliet och alla statliga myndigheter? Har du avtal med dem?
For Denmark, we have the financial ministry. Actually, they signed an agreement. We have with I don't know if you have kommuner, if it's the same name, but those the 2 out of the 3 biggest one we signed so far. We have some public schools, and they also like to use this because they have a procurement division too. They would like to save money, and actually, if you look at the government, they also spend money at restaurants, and they have maybe international guests flying in, and they dine. So they would also like to use this. And then this event service that I mentioned is very popular. So if they need to book and make a venue where they take out international customers or guests, this is very popular service for them.
Jag räknade lite på kvartalsrapporten här och såg vad det skulle se ut. Och det ser ut som att snittet på varje restaurangbesök är på 600 kronor. Lite enkel matematik här. Ja. Och då kom jag fram till att på ett kvartal så måste ni tredubbla er provision. Nu låg jag kvar med 3,5%. Men någonstans slutar det med ändå ungefär samma siffror. Att ni, för att nå upp till lönsamhet så måste ni ha en 200 000, 240 000 betalande restaurangbesök.
Inte visst det är double. If you double the fee for about 6.3%, then it's less.
Men vad är det som gör att restaurangen vill lämna ifrån sig mera? För den här provisionen på 3,5-4%, varför skulle restaurangen lämna ifrån sig mera?
That's what I said before. They are today giving us 19%. We are sharing that with the users. So the users get 15%, we take about 4%. They need to look at it. They provide us with 20%. If we can use those money, those fees to get more customers coming, that's what their interest is. Okay. And especially if we can fill the restaurants on Monday, Tuesdays, perfect. So they look at giving us 20%. Let's make sure we get guests in. That's their interest.
Okay. Har vi någon fråga från publiken? Nej. Då, och konkurrenter handlar du. Inträdeshindret, vad är det största inträdeshindret som du ser?
Well, to be honest, what is the biggest thing is actually to spread the word. So that is what we need, because when we provide this presentation for a restaurant or for a company, they say this is amazing, they really like it. But we need to change the habit of a user. Instead of taking up a credit card, they need to use an app. And actually, when they have to dine out for personal reasons, their own benefit, it's easier than when they spend company money. Yeah. So they need a little bit stick to like, remember to use it. It's company money. You can save us for 15%. That's the biggest thing to change the habit. But we can see actually that when you look at the Denmark, where I'm coming from, and also Swish here in Sweden, the mobile payment solutions in the Nordics and the Baltics are growing quite strong. So I'm sure it's a matter of a habit that it will change. The rest of Europe is not ready there yet. If you go to Italy and Spain, but it will come. So I think the technology is working for us.
Tack så hemskt mycket.
Thank you.